Hello everyone, this is Nathan, and welcome back to another episode of TechNodeFirmaCraft. So I've updated to version 2.9 of TechNodeFirmaCraft, and it has done a few changes, but I'm not entirely sure what all has changed. It did say something about removing some gems, but I'm not sure what that did. But between episodes I have been doing a lot of mining, a lot of smelting, and a little bit of smithing. So I have a very large pile of gold here, a decent sized pile of copper, some zinc, and here in the back I have a decent sized pile of wrought iron. So this wrought iron I am currently in the process of turning into a wrought iron anvil. And this is so that we can move into the Iron Age finally. So if we take a look at the quest book, as soon as I grab something to eat here, not much of a sandwich, I need to get some meat there. So if we look at the quest book, we have, well, if we go back one, just a couple of things that we need to work on. We still have not found any silver for the non-tool making alloys, but we have shears, the grill, and blast furnace are the three that we have available right now. So let's take a look at the shears. So more than just wool. Now that you know how to make wrought iron, you can make a pair of shears. Although you can shear a sheep with a knife, shears will give more wool. They are also a very useful tool for breaking leaves. Start by making 2 wrought iron knife heads. So in order to do that, we are going to have some iron here. So we've got these hot enough that we can go ahead and weld these. So I'm going to place these up here very quickly, weld them together, and I'm going to have to make several of these. So I'm going to do this off camera. I need to get 7 of those, and once I get that, we will go ahead and make our anvil, and then I will be back. Alright guys, so I now have the 7 double ingots that I need, and we will go ahead and make ourselves this anvil. So this thing is going to go, I'm just going to place it right here next to the forge again, and actually, well, I guess I can't pick up the other one at the moment because I don't have a pickaxe. So we're just going to go ahead and take our hammer and flux off of this one and put them in here. So now we need to make the knife blades. So I'm pretty sure that that will just be a single ingot. So if we place an ingot in here and look at our plans, sure enough, there's our knife blade. We can also make our pickaxe head so that we would be able to get our other anvils out of the way. There's a few other things here. I don't know what some of this stuff is. Waypoint compass needle? Okay. And a trestle. There's some interesting things there. But so I'm going to need to heat these up. The problem now is I have 1 piece of coal left. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of charcoal here. And I am going to make myself a couple of wrought iron pickaxes. And then I am going to have to go out and mine a little bit of coal. So once I get that taken care of, I will come back and we'll look at making some more wrought iron tools. So I will be back in a little bit. Alright, so I think I've got a great deal, plenty of coal. This stuff is getting quite hot. So we're going to go ahead and melt these up real quick. We'll take a look at our plans, get a knife, and let's see here. We need, whoa. Okay, so the first thing is to figure out, okay, so I think those are about equivalent, and then we need a hammer at the end, so just take it out a little bit, and that looks about a medium hammer. Oh, one little tiny bit off. Okay, so 1, 2, and then we'll go with a bend. Now let's try a draw, and a heavy hit. There we go, knife blade. Okay, well, we're going to have to toss this back in the forge because it's cooled down too much. So we'll grab another one, and now we'll grab our plans again. And, you know, this is just kind of a... Oop, we need another hammer. So it was 1, 2, and then it was a bend. So then draw, 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 and then a heavy hit. There we go, another knife blade. Okay, so as you can see, these have smithing bonuses. I don't think those really matter. So let's take a look at our quest book. So work the knives together. Now that you have 2 knife heads, place both of them in your anvil's work area. You should be able to select the shears blueprint. Okay, so I'm assuming we're probably going to have to heat these guys back up. So we'll go ahead and warm these back up, and in the meantime, we'll take one of these and go ahead and make something else. So I think I want a scythe head. So, okay, that is bend, draw, hit. Okay, so I know that we're going to have to come out here. Okay, so the bend goes that far. Let's do 1 punch. So if we do a shrink, bend, draw. Oh, that didn't exactly do what I wanted it to. Okay, so let's try a light hit, punch, hit, punch. Okay, so now we're where we need to be. So we've got a draw. A bend is the same as a heavy hit. And then we need a hit at the end. So if we go shrink, oh, we're too cold. So, yeah, that's too bad. So these guys are hot enough now, so we'll go ahead and toss these in here. And we should be able to do the shears. So this is just hammer, hammer, hammer. Oops, so let's shrink it out first. And then we'll just hammer it back down. Oh, you just had to be that way, didn't you? And then that one's not hot enough. As you can see, smelting things is, or smithing things is kind of a pain sometimes. So we're trying to get a scythe head on this. So we're going to need a shrink. Okay. So the bend is going to take it out. So if we go bend, draw. Oh, I'm doing that backwards. That's why, isn't it? No? I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but so these guys are definitely hot enough now. So we'll try this one more time. Smithing is rather a pain in the butt. So we'll go ahead and do that twice. So now we need, I think that will do it. Nope. So what we need is a punch and a bend. And then we can do it. There we go. So we have our shears. So let's take a look at the book. And it looks like that's it for that quest. So we get a full heart and 8 poor magnetite. Then we can choose 8 more poor magnetite, 16 charcoal, or a quarter of a heart. Well, right now I think we've got plenty of magnetite, and poor magnetite isn't worth much. This is a fair amount of trees. So I'm going to take the charcoal there. So next we have the grill. Parallel cooking. The grill allows you to cook more than one food item at once, but each item must be less than 80 ounces. To set up the grill, place directly on a forge. Alternatively, place a 2-block high pillar on the left and right of a fire pit, then place the grill directly on the pit. So we need to make a grill. So let's take a look at what do we need to make a grill. So this we need 2 double wrought iron ingots, and we're going to have to work it in there. So first off, I have 1 double ingot in here. We'll toss this in and get it heating up. And we're going to take these other 2 that I have here, and we're going to weld those together. And we'll toss them back in here. And we're just going to let those heat up. And then I can try to finally finish this guy. So let's try once again with the scythe. So, okay, so that's even. So, third from last, second from last, last. Okay. So we want to... I know we need to shrink it once first, because the draw will... No, it doesn't completely undo that. Interesting. So that's why I'm having a problem. Okay. So let's see. How much does it take to undo a shrink? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. 7.5. Great. Okay. So if we take this back to where it belongs, let's try a draw and a bend. 1, 2... and then half of a punch. Okay. So if we punch this twice and hit it lightly, okay. So now let's draw it one more time. Oh, nope. We've already cooled down too much. Oh, the joys of doing this. Well, I'm going to let these heat up, and I'll probably just smith this piece up myself, and I will see you guys in a bit. Well, I was finally successful in making both my wrought iron scythe and my grill. And while I'm thinking about it, we should go ahead and use this heart. So we've got 65 lives remaining. And it looks like completing that grill is all we needed to do here. So this is going to give us a flint and steel, a full heart, and then our choice of rock salt rock, sylvite, or a quarter heart. Now, I have not found any rock salt rock yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one. And so that takes care of all of that. So now the next thing is the blast furnace. This is where we learn to smelt iron at higher temperatures to make pig iron. So the blast furnace is a multi-block structure used to turn iron ore into pig iron. And what those symbols were supposed to be, I do not know. So we need to make the blast furnace. So to make this brick is kind of a pain, because we need 8 wrought iron double sheets. Each one of these wrought iron double sheets is a regular sheet. Oops, wrong. Is 2 regular sheets welded together. Each regular sheet is a double ingot. So that means to make one of those blast furnace blocks, we need 16 wrought iron ingots. So I am going to be smithing for a little while here. Thankfully, I have plenty of coal. So, yep, I will get right to this, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So it has taken me an awful long time to be able to say that I have the 8 sheets that I need. I miscalculated there. I actually needed 32 of the wrought iron ingots, not 16. So it was a very long process. I went through an awful lot of stone and hammers, and I used up just about every bit of my coal. But I also did a little bit of iron bloom refining and got a bunch of wrought iron ingots back. But anyway, so now to make this blast furnace, we need a crucible in the center, and then we need to surround it with wrought iron double plates. So now let's take a look at our quest book and see. So now it says building the chimney. The first part of the blast furnace you will need to build is its chimney. To start, place 4 fire brick blocks in a cross shape around an empty block. Make sure to leave 2 blocks empty underneath where the blast furnace and crucible will go. Next, place a wrought iron sheet on each side of the chimney block other than the top or bottom. You can extend the size of the chimney up to 6 high. So this needs 12 more wrought iron sheets and 4 fire brick blocks. So now how do we make the fire brick blocks? So fire brick blocks are made with fire bricks and mortar, which I've got plenty of mortar. Fire bricks are clay fire brick in a pit kiln, and clay fire brick is fire clay. Wow, this is expensive. So I'm going to have to do an awful lot of crafting here in order to do that, and a whole bunch more smithing here in the forge. So I guess it is back to some AFK work, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to build this chimney then. So guys, I've made up a few things here, and if we take a look in the quest book, we'll see that now I have now to processing pig iron, but we have first running the chimney. To finish the blast furnace, place a crucible and the blast furnace on top, one block below the chimney. Next, put a bellows pointing toward the blast furnace. Remember, you need to place the bellows on a solid block. You will also need a toyer, which is placed in the blast furnace GUI. The blast furnace will heat up, but you will be unable to pump the pig iron out without it. The toyer is smithed from a double metal sheet. Any kind will do. Now drop 4 charcoal, 4 iron ore, and 4 flux into the chimney. Light the blast furnace. Keep an eye on the blast furnace and add more charcoal if its level drops below the ore in the GUI. There is no need to pump the bellows until the pig iron has formed. You'll need to figure out when that is. Once the pig iron is formed, you can pump the bellows to allow the pig iron to flow through the toyer into the crucible. So we needed to make a crucible and a toyer of some kind. I made a bismuth one. So over here I have put together the blast furnace. So we have our fire brick blocks in a cross pattern with the wrought iron sheets around the outside, forming a chimney shape. Then we have the crucible underneath, the blast furnace on top of that, and a bellows over here. So we look in here, I have a bismuth bronze toyer, so we should have everything there. So now if we look at the next one, we have processing the pig iron. Now that you have a crucible full of pig iron, you will need to process it. Like with iron, you will need to pour out the iron from the crucible into an ingot mold. It is best to start pouring ingots while pumping the pig iron into the crucible. When the pig iron is solid but still hot enough, hammer out the impurities on your anvil. So it might be wise if I brought my anvil over here, but for now I think I'll just wait. I can always heat that back up over there in the forge if I need to. So what we want to do here, first off, I need to grab a little bit more charcoal because I only have 4 pieces on me, and I am out of charcoal. Now, why coal doesn't work for this stuff, I don't know. I've tried coal in the, the bloomery, and it doesn't work, so I don't know what's going on there. So first we'll drop in our 4 charcoal. We see that comes up. Now we're going to drop in our flux and our hematite, so that fills it up there. So now we have ore and charcoal in here. Now what we want to do is go ahead and light this, and we'll see that now our temperature is going up. We are definitely going to need some more charcoal. So this isn't going to work too good. I'm going to have to get a little bit of wood going and make some charcoal. My charcoal pit is here. I also have a whole bunch of ingot molds ready to go. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go out and harvest a whole bunch of wood, get some charcoal made up, and then I'll probably have to take care of this later on. So I will be back in a little bit. Alright, so I've got a stack and a half of charcoal. So I'm going to go ahead, come up here, and toss a little of this in here. Yeah, I don't know that I can put any more than that at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and light this, and then I will immediately go up and toss another piece of charcoal down here. A couple more, actually. And we'll just see, that should keep the charcoal there. So I don't know, if I pump this, will it increase the speed at which this heats up? It's supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and pump that a couple of times, just see. So while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm going to come over here and grab these ingot molds. And then we will just kind of keep an eye on this, wait for it to melt this ore, and then I will see if I can smelt some, or cast some of this. So I don't know for sure when this will work, what it's going to say, or anything like that. So let's see, right now it just says ore, very hot. I have no idea. That doesn't give any indication. Okay, so faint red, so it's heating up the material. So iron ore melts at brilliant white, tier 3, I believe. So this is going to take just a little bit. So I'm just going to make a quick cut until we get that all melted down. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I do believe we are at the maximum temperature now, so we have to hit the bellows a little bit to heat this up a bit more. So we'll just see, I pumped the bellows twice. I don't know what this is going to do for the overall temperature of this thing. So we're up to brilliant white. Nope, let's go ahead and pump the bellows again. So let's just see, that's reheating again. So there, the ore is now passing out, so we have pig iron in here, and that is melting into the, or going into the mold. So we're still at brilliant white, our ore is disappearing. So one thing that I think we might want to do here is to work towards always having some ore ready to go. That might help things out just a little, so let's see if we can just, we need a little more charcoal here. So we'll see, okay, so that's completely out of ore now. That should be enough to finish casting that one. So I'm going to come over here real quick and grab a little bit more of this hematite, toss that in the top of here. Now, if I were to get some of the rich limonite again, that would be kind of nice. Be able to do a bit more than 2 ingots at a time. Also, I could work on getting... Oh, I need flux before I can do that. So, well, anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab that. I'll grab the extra charcoal here. So let's grab some flux real quick. We will quickly, this one is just yellow now. So I'm going to pull that one out. We're going to try here real quick. What can we do with this? So let's see. We need to do some hammering at the end. Oop. And now we get to put in our wrought iron hammer. Okay, so we need a light hit. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. There we go. High carbon steel ingot. Alright, so the other one is now solidified. So we'll take our pig iron, do the same thing again. So we're going to go ahead and shrink this out a little. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. There we go. And 2 high carbon steel ingots. So let's take a look at our book real quick and just see, now will that satisfy the quest? So we're going to go ahead and come in here, show the quests, Iron Age, it doesn't look like it yet. So we need regular steel. So what do we need to do then with these high carbon steel? The uses for that is to run it back through again. So I think that I'm going to have to go ahead and fire this thing up. And, whoop, that's not the fire starter, that's just sticks. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fire this up, and we're going to drop these steel ingots in here just to get them heated up. And we'll just go ahead and pump the bellows a couple of times. That should speed the process along. So we're getting temperature back into these guys. At the same time, I think I'm going to take 4 flux out of here. And I'm going to come over here. This should still be lit. Yes, it is. We still have 3 charcoal in it. So I'm going to drop in this 4 hematite and the 4 flux. Okay, so that should have done that. So now we have 4 ore. We only have 2 charcoal, so we'll have to drop in a little bit more charcoal again. And I'm going to drop in one more just because. So that's heating up. And this is heating up. So this, I probably should have put these a little closer together, but I'm thinking I want to move my smithy over in that area because, as you can see, my garden is planted. We are into early spring now, far enough in that we can plant. So kind of got to keep an eye on that. So now this one is able to be worked. So we're going to quickly come up here and one more time, ingot. So this is just hammering once more. So let's see here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. There we go, regular steel ingot. And I think that's all that we needed to satisfy the quest. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's take a look at that. And it looks like that's it for the quest. So this will give us 32 charcoal and a full heart. And then 8 fire bricks, 6 wrought iron plates, or half a heart. And I think I'm going to take the fire bricks. And we're going to go ahead and claim that. So this will give us a steel furnace or black steel. So, steel furnace. Now that we can make steel, we can make a furnace to handle tasks like smelting cobblestone and firing clay. So, a steel furnace. Let's take a look at how we make that. So, steel furnace. So, the steel furnace, and threw my ingot on the ground. The steel furnace is made with steel plates, and it looks like we need a steel chisel, a steel hammer, well, no, any hammer, even bronze will work, and a crucible. So that's going to take a little bit of work to build. So let's just take a look here at our steel ingot. Let's quickly turn this into something. We'll just go ahead and do a few minor things here. Whoops. That's not right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Okay. So let's see. What can we do? Nothing with the steel. So I think what we're going to need to do with these is drop them back in here, get them heated up real good, and we're going to have to start welding steel together to do this. So I'm probably gonna just be working on this for a little while. We'll try to get that going. So let's take a look here. This is yellow. We're almost hot there. So let's take a look at this other one. So black steel. To make black steel, you will need to start by making weak steel in a crucible. Weak steel is an unrefined alloy of steel, nickel, and black bronze. Use NEI to see the ratios to make a single ingot of black steel. You will also need to get pig iron ingots to weld to the weak steel ingot. So we need a weak steel ingot. So I don't think that I've come across any nickel yet. I don't know for sure what that one is. So let's see here. We do need to drop a little more charcoal in here. So we'll just go ahead and drop a couple of those. And we're ready to hit the bellows on this guy to overheat it. And yep. So I guess what we'll do is we'll work on this steel furnace. So obviously to make that, those were those single or double plates? Those are just single plates. So that's going to take 2 ingots each. And I need 6 of those. So I'm going to end up having to make 12 ingots of steel. So I'm going to be working on this for a little while, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, guys, I did a little quick checking, and I see that we have run overtime on the episode, so I think I'm going to have to say thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you liked the video, make sure that you give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're enjoying the series, and I will see you next time. Bye!